Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro. Let's take a look at the forecast for Monday, August 4th. Moon transiting Sagittarius Monday, August 4th fans the flame of desire or intention into action, whether you are fully ready or not, because sometimes it feels better to do something, even if there is an element of risk or danger, than do nothing at all, as the moon forms a trine aspect to the sun in Leo conjunct Mercury retrograde in Leo. Meanwhile, the sun and Mercury are trine to Saturn conjunct Neptune, both retrograde in Aries, while forming a T-square with Chiron retrograde in Aries and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, and a minor grand trine with Saturn in Neptune and Uranus in Gemini. Any slash and burn approach or deliberate assertion will probably be delivered with deep conviction or passion, due to Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, quincunx to Pluto, adding the intensity necessary to trigger an emotionally based move, and anyone acting bravely and even foolishly is looking for a reaction that hopefully mirrors their feelings. The basic nature of Sagittarius energy is friendly and inclusive, but today's Sagittarius moon transit seems to be testing the boundaries and definitions of relationships. At the very least, you should be able to have relevant and revealing conversations or clear up confusion, but expect some noise and volatility. So here we've got Mercury and the Sun, two trines going on, one with the Moon, one with Saturn and Neptune, and the T-square with Chiron and Pluto. That's the main overall pattern. But then we have this side thing going on with Venus conjunct Jupiter, and they are quincunx to Pluto. Pluto's tugging at a lot of energy today. Mars, Uranus in that grand trine, which is still lingering, and the larger kite, which tops off with Saturn and Neptune. You'll notice a theme with lots of retrograde energy. And sometimes that's about going back over things or becoming aware of things that you have been ignoring or suppressing or just weren't aware of, and now they're coming up. And oftentimes it just means, hey, pay attention to this planet a little bit more than you usually do. So communication, spirituality, healing energy, beauty, healing, and inspiration with Neptune, seriousness, commitment, putting the foundations down, responsibility, Saturn, and Pluto, power, control, intensity, crisis, upheaval, drama. And because we have so many mixed aspects coming out of both Saturn and Neptune and Pluto, as well as Mercury retrograde, and Chiron, it can be just feeling like a lot of pressure, and that you want something to happen. You want energy to move. You just want to kind of grab a hold of a situation and do something to it just to get a reaction, just to move energy. And that might be the right thing to do today. It might actually be what you need. It might bring in new energy. We have a lot of support from Uranus in Gemini, and that's interacting favorably through the minor grand trine as well as the grand trine in here and the kite. Whatever it is that will scratch your itch, it is likely to require something radical, genius, or a surprise. And whether you create that or it comes from outside, if it's coming from outside you would still have to be receptive to it and welcoming of it. I do think that a Sagittarius moon making a nice trine to planets in another fire sign that is just as warm and outgoing is more likely to make you say yes to something different or unusual, and that may be what you need. In the meantime, expect that either you or other people may be acting out kind of in the way that children do, getting noisy or boisterous, or mm, just pushing at things, maybe even having a bit of an attitude, or using humor. Those can be humorous signs to cloak or hide something deeper that's going on, because that T-square with Mercury and the Sun, Pluto and Chiron has some depth to it. And there's another T-square in here that also adds more. I didn't go into the details there, but Venus and Jupiter to Mars and the South Node in Virgo, and Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And that may be that somebody, whether it's you or someone else, there's something that somebody's getting tired of and is running out of some patience and wants the growth and the good things that Venus and Jupiter in Cancer are hinting very strongly at. And now that they are being, nudged further by Pluto, it's like, come on, let's make this happen faster. Let's get to the good stuff. Pressure. These planets are producing some pressure to have something that would solve a problem, make life better, make life more enjoyable, maybe even distract from bigger things at the moment that you need a break from. So it is an interesting sky at the moment, and I do think that you can turn things to your favor advantageously if you exhibit that passion, and it may require that you are loud, boisterous, assertive. You can remain good-natured through all of that, and the moon to the sun and Mercury can definitely help you keep the friendly side opened, but then there's a lot of drive in those two T-squares. Well, that's it for today, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Stay safe and have fun.